400,000 alumni who need to know the danger that we face. We need to build allies in the business community who stand to lose from a stagnant economy. We need support from our peer institutions and from universities in red and blue states alike. Our fight is their fight. We need to pull together on our campus, despite our disagreements. We're academics, we disagree. We are a great but imperfect institution. In seeking to balance free speech and individual security, we have not always lived up to our ideals. We have to admit that. We need to continue to strengthen the institutions that govern us. We must find ways to ensure that every student on campus feels safe and secure, but also free to express their political point of view. And that's really hard, but that's the job. We welcome help from those who have our best interests at heart and reject the agenda of those who seek to use our institution for their own political purposes. Last and most important, don't be afraid. We need to remember that we are attacked not because we are weak, but because we are strong. Thank you very much.
Thank you, that was absolutely wonderful. Our next speaker is also a professor.
I'm a scholar of 20th century American history. I'm also an alumna of Columbia. I got my PhD here, and I have a long and deep interest in this institution. I'm speaking here today for one reason. I think it matters for our students to know that we understand, we, their teachers, understand what is happening here. We know that the Trump administration's attacks on Columbia and on higher education more generally, its threats to withhold hundreds of millions of dollars from our institution and from the research that our scholars are carrying out, its demands that the university accept its dictates regarding our curriculum and our departments, and its targeted slander, harassment, bullying, and far worse of our students. We know that this has nothing to do with opposing anti-Semitism. We know that this is about control. The loss of money that the institution faces would not only affect the sciences, and we in the humanities stand with our colleagues whose vital research and whose livelihoods are threatened now. We believe in the value and the necessity of the work that they do and the many ways it serves the public and the larger cause of knowledge. And I am also fully aware that these cuts will have a deep impact on my own department's ability to carry out its work. None of us, humanities or sciences, should be in this outrageous situation now. But despite the gravity of the situation, we still call on Columbia to stand up for a deeper set of values. We know that universities and all institutions of education really cannot accept these kinds of interventions without ceasing to be what they are, namely places that call upon our students and ourselves to be rigorous and brave, and to learn, above all, to think for themselves. That insistence on free thought above all else is what threatens the Trump administration, as it does aspiring autocrats throughout history and around the world. That is why universities have so often been among the first targets for such regimes. And if we, the faculty, the teachers, do not stand up for these values, who can we be for our students? Who can we be for each other and for the work to which we have devoted our lives? That is why it matters that we're here together now, and that is why we are calling on our institution and on institutions of education across this country to stand up for the larger values of the university, not just at Columbia, but across our country and indeed around the world. Thank you.
Not just on Columbia, of course, but on higher education as a whole. We have been first on the chopping block for federal funding, the prize scalp Eden so wants, but we are already not the last. As any aspiring autocrat knows, universities are pillars of civil society that, along with NGOs, nonprofits, independent lawyers, and law firms, all of which, not at all coincidentally, are also under attack, serve as bulwarks of democracy. So we are here today not despite our disagreements and differences over the Israeli-Palestinian conflict or definitions of anti-Semitism or other political differences, nor differences between faculty or students and the university administration, or differences among those of us who study natural sciences, social sciences, humanities, law, medicine, public policy, business, or any of the other subjects we study at this great university. But we are here precisely because of those differences, to defend our freedom to debate, to disagree, to advance knowledge without political or government interference. The open attack on the autonomy and financial viability of Columbia and other schools threatens to destroy an engine of American greatness, a system of higher education that is the envy of the world and that drives innovation and technological advancement, culture, and human well-being in communities across this country and across the world. Once upon a time, Columbia was called King's College. We changed our name after the American Revolution. Since then, our nation's bedrock system of civil liberties, hard-won in the War of Independence and protected in our Constitution, has guided our mission. Columbia will remain the college of no king. Thank you. Concerted and premeditated attack on Columbia, outlined by so-called conservatives like Max Eden, who recommended this in an op-ed last December on overhauling higher education. He was referring to then nominee, now confirmed Education Secretary Linda McMahon, when he wrote, "To scare universities straight, McMahon should start by taking a prize scalp. She should simply destroy Columbia University." I call Eden a so-called conservative because government interference in the workings of a private institution are the antithesis of conservative values. A lot. It's what we do. Disagreement is how knowledge advances. We debate, we discuss, we think critically, we push back on each other's arguments. We come at things with different theories, from different assumptions and different perspectives. We do this every day, in our labs, in our seminar and conference rooms, and especially in our classrooms. We teach our students how to disagree with each other and learn from each other. They do this in their dorms, in cafeterias, and on the lawns and steps of campus. Disagreement and debate undertaken in good faith and with open minds makes our research better. It makes our thinking sharper. But over the last 18 months, provoked by some outside our community who have not acted in good faith, and amplified by what the media covers, and by what goes viral on social media, by myths and disinformation, our divisions and disagreements have come to define us to the outside world. Our neighbors and those who read about us in the news think it's a war zone at Columbia.
Our teaching!
Defend our teaching!
Defend our students!
Defend our students!
Thank you to the AAUP for putting this together.
Thank you to the AAUP for putting this together.
When we fight,
We win!
we win.
We win! When we fight, we win!
For employment law at Cornell University. I'm president of the Cornell chapter of the AAUP.
Hello everybody, it's great to be here with all of these wonderful activists. My name is Risa Lieberwitz. I'm from Cornell University. I'm a professor of labor and employment law in our School of Industrial and Labor Relations at Cornell University, and I am the proud president of our Cornell University chapter of the AAUP. And I'm here to bring a message of solidarity for all of you, for all faculty, staff, and students at Columbia University, and solidarity with the Columbia University chapter of the AAUP. We are with you in struggle. We are with you in the struggle to save higher education, to save academic freedom, to save democratic governance on campus for all who are on campus, not only here, but across the United States. Now, the Trump administration is attacking Columbia as a target to coerce other universities as well to fall in line with the authoritarian regime of the Trump administration. This is the model that Trump will use and is using right now at other colleges and universities. And I want to tell you that this is what's happening right now at Cornell University as well. At Cornell, 2 international graduate students, as well as 1 international faculty member, have sued the Trump administration challenging 2 of its unconstitutional executive orders. And those are the executive orders particularly targeting the speech of international students and faculty and staff members on college campuses. And their lawsuit is alleging that these executive orders violate the First Amendment freedom of speech and the Fifth Amendment due process clause. And certainly they are correct. These are unconstitutional executive orders. One of the international graduate students, who of course is here on a visa, is Mamadou Tall. He is being hunted right now by federal immigration authorities, even as the lawsuit hearing on the executive orders will take place tomorrow in federal court in Syracuse, New York. And so this is proof that the model that is being implemented here is the Trump model across the United States. And so we have to stand up for it. We are all organizing at Cornell University. We are organizing here at Columbia University. We are organizing across the country. And we are with you, standing together to fight back against the authoritarian Trump regime. And we are with you to fight for our academic freedom, our freedom of expression, and for higher education for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That concludes the public event. Many of us have to go and teach.
Don't get it, shut it down. We don't get it, shut it down. We don't get it, shut it down.
Academic freedom! Now!
What do we want?
Academic freedom!
When do we want it?
Now!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down!
Speaker, our last speaker from Columbia, is Anya Schifrin, Senior Lecturer at the School of International and Public Affairs.
Thank you for coming. This is my first protest on campus ever. I'm here because I love Columbia. I've been here for more than 20 years, teaching, doing research, convening, working with colleagues. I love my colleagues and I love our students. I want to clarify what we do here at the university. We teach the young people of the whole world. Our scientists' research has led to innovation and breakthroughs that have benefited the entire world. We're a major economic powerhouse and a massive benefit for the U.S. as the tuition we charge, especially international students, is revenue for the U.S. and is a trade surplus. For decades, our universities have been center of discovery and the envy of the world. Attacks on the university are un-American and counterproductive. We're really busy and it's raining and I could have been home grading. I came here to remind the administration what others have said. Capitulating to demands will not save us. We're scholars, so we've studied what's happened to universities in authoritarian regimes. We've seen what happened in Spain under Franco, in Turkey, in India, and in Hungary. It's a mistake to think it won't happen here. I grew up on the Upper West Side, and my dad grew up in New York. He raised me with the stories of New York and Yale during the McCarthy era. He told me about the newsstand at Times Square that dropped certain magazines. He told me about self-censorship and the chilling environment at Yale, where even English literature was taught without discussion of politics or the larger social context. I myself have studied Columbia in the 1930s, particularly the purging of the Deweyites by the Dean of Columbia Teachers College in the 1930s. We need to hold the line and protect our governance and academic freedom. Capitulating now will mean you get more demands later. Our own history tells us that. Thank you.